Hi students, this is Viswanath, chemistry faculty for NEET and IIT exams. Last class we completed some of the numericals. See the next one. The reaction NO2Cl plus NO gives rise to NO2 plus NOCl. It is a reversible reaction, single step reversible reaction. The energy of activation for forward reaction is 28.9 kilojoule and for backward reaction is 41.8 kilojoule. What is the energy level diagram for the reaction? Okay, so EF value this one, EB value this one. See this, for this we can get this type of graph. So energy of reactants is less, energy of, that means forward reaction activation energy is less and backward reaction activation energy is more. So this value is less and this value is more. So based on this EAF, activation energy for forward reaction, activation energy for backward reaction, we can get this type of graph. Now energy difference between EAF and EB is delta H. See this, here energy of activation for forward reaction is less than the value of backward reaction. This means this forward reaction is exothermic while backward reaction is endothermic. So these are this one, delta H equal to activation energy for forward reaction minus activation energy for backward reaction. Substitute the values, we can get negative. Already we know that delta H value is negative for exothermic reaction. So next, molecularity. According to collision theory, a chemical reaction can take place only if reacting species collide with each other. When a chemical reaction takes place between the reacting species, collision takes place, then only reaction occurs and we can get product. This is according to collision theory. Now come to the molecularity. The number of reacting species that collide simultaneously in a chemical reaction is known as molecularity of the reaction. So at the same time, how many reacting molecules are participating in the collision to form the product? That number of reacting molecules is called molecularity. Suppose one molecule is participated in the collision, that is called unimolecular. Two molecules are participating, that is bimolecular. Three molecules are participating, that is trimolecular. Okay, so this is molecularity of the reaction. Next, say this one, elementary reaction. If all the reactants involved in the balanced equation participate in simultaneous collisions, the reaction is known as elementary reaction. Generally, chemical reaction is represented by a balanced chemical equation. So the molecules which are present in that balanced equation participate in the collision, then we can say the molecularity of the reaction for that reaction obtained from balanced equation. Okay, such type of reactions takes place in single step. Those are called elementary reaction. Simply, elementary reaction means in a single step reactants participate in collision and form products. Those are called elementary reactions. Okay, so the molecularity of elementary reactions may be 1, 2, 3, etc. See this one, ammonium nitride NH4NO2 undergoes reaction to form nitrogen and water. In this, one molecule is participated. So this is the balanced equation for this chemical reaction. Molecularity 1, so this is called unimolecular reaction. Two molecules of HI undergo reaction, forms H2 and I2. So molecularity 2, this is bimolecular. Next, ferric chloride 2FeCl3 plus SnCl2. Stannous chloride, we can get FeCl2, ferrous chloride and stannic chloride. Here two molecules, one molecule, total three molecules. So molecularity 3, this is trimolecular or termolecular reaction. In this way, from all these are elementary reactions because in single step these are forming products. So for this type of elementary reactions, molecularity is obtained from stoichiometric equations. Next, In an elementary reaction, the molecularity is equal to the number of reactants involved in the equation representing that chemical reaction. Same thing. From the chemical reaction equation, we can get molecularity for elementary reactions. Okay. Next, in case of complex reaction, how can we find molecularity? See now, complex reaction. If in a equation more number of reacting species are involved, then all those reacting species cannot participate in simultaneous collision. These type of reactions are called complex reactions. That means for some chemical reaction, if we see chemical equation, large number of molecules are present in that chemical equation, but simultaneous collision does not occur among all these reacting species at the same time. That means these type of reactions can form products by several steps. So that type of reactions are called complex reaction. In a single step, if a chemical reaction does not form product and form the products by following several steps, that type of reaction is called complex reaction. This complex reaction having a mechanism. See this one. The complex reaction occurs in more than one step. Each step is elementary in nature. In the complex reactions, only the steps have molecularity. The complex reaction as a whole has no molecularity. Suppose for a particular complex reaction, 4 steps are there. Each step having a particular molecularity value, but that complex reaction does not have any molecularity. Remember this point carefully. For elementary reactions, from chemical equation, we can get molecularity. But in case of complex reaction, no molecularity. Complex reaction having mechanism, each step having a particular molecularity value. Okay. Next, remember these important points. Order of a reaction is an experimental quantity. Based on experimental evidence, we can get order. It can be 0, integer, sometimes even a fraction also. But molecularity is a theoretical aspect. It cannot be 0 or non-integer. That means molecularity never becomes 0 or fraction. It should be whole number 1, 2, 3 like that. But keep it in mind, molecularity more than 3, the type of reactions are very rare cases. So molecularity possibilities are unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular, that's all. Next, order is applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions, whereas molecularity is applicable only for elementary reactions. Order we can find for elementary reactions, and order for complex reactions also we can find. In case of elementary reactions, order is same as that of molecularity. In case of complex reactions, how can we find order? See this. For complex reaction, order is given by the slowest step, and generally molecularity of the slowest step is same as the order of the overall reaction. Already we know that complex reaction having mechanism. In that mechanism, one step takes place very slowly, that is slowest step. Based on that, we can decide rate of the reaction, so that is called rate determining step. From that rate determining step, we can write rate law. From that rate law, we can get order. Okay. So for complex reaction, order is given by the slowest step. The order of the slowest step is considered as overall order of that complex reaction. Generally, the molecularity of that slowest step is same as that of the order of that overall reaction. Okay. Next, for elementary reactions, the order and molecularity be the same. Remember this point carefully. For elementary reactions, the order and molecularity both generally same. So this is chemical kinetics. Next, see the previous year questions from this chapter 2019. If the rate constant for a first order reaction is K, the time required for completion of 90% of the reaction. 90% of the reaction to complete, how much time is required? For that, we need to calculate. Let initial concentration A equal to 100. 90% completed means X becomes 90. A minus X equal to 10. Already we know that first order rate equation. T equal to 2.303 by K into log of A by A minus X. Substitute A value A minus X. Then we can get option 2.303 by K. So option D is the answer. Okay. Next. See the next one. For the chemical reaction N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. The correct option is, already we learned this one. Writing rate of reaction in terms of reactants and products. So for this suitable option, correct option is option B. Okay. So this is the suitable option for this. Next, 2018. See this. The correct difference between first and second order reaction is option A. The rate of a first order reaction does not depend on reactant concentration. That is wrong. The rate of a second order reaction does depend on reactant concentration. This is correct, but first sentence is wrong. So totally option is wrong. Next, the half-life of a first order reaction does not depend on initial concentration. A naught means initial. That is correct. The half-life of a second order reaction does depend on initial concentration. This one also correct. Next, a first order reaction can be catalyzed. Okay, correct. A second order reaction cannot be catalyzed. That is wrong. Both the reactions, first order, second order, we can catalyze. Next, the rate of a first order reaction does not depend on reactant concentration. That is wrong. The rate of a second order reaction does not depend on reactant concentration. This is also wrong. So option B is correct option for this. Now say this one. First order reaction rate T half formula. T half equal to 0.693 by K. Second order T half is inversely proportional to initial concentration A naught. So T half for first order does not depend on initial concentration. Second order depends on initial concentration. So for that, option B is the answer. Next, when initial concentration of the reactant is doubled, the half-life of a zero order reaction is zero order reaction half-life formula this one, and A naught is doubled means then we can get half-life like this. That means T half will also become double. So option B is the answer. Next, 2017. A first order reaction has a specific reaction rate of 10 power minus 2 second inverse. How much time will it take for 20 grams of the reactant to reduce 5 grams? So this T value we should find out. Initial concentration 20, A minus X value 5. Substitute, we can get this one, T equal to this one. Option A is the answer. So this is chemical kinetics. Practice numericals carefully. You can get good marks. Meet in the next